So, we're sisters, obviously. And I'm going to start off by introducing you. Your name is Ciara. She's my younger sister. We're 5 years apart. We were both born in the same town in New Jersey. That's where we started our youth years. What is the earliest childhood memory you have?
I have a specific memory of being a toddler and mom putting a bracelet on my wrist.
Like a baby bracelet commemorating
like that
your
gold
birth?
one. That's like this small.
Where were you in New Jersey?
I was in a car.
In a car. Okay. Okay.
And then I remember I shit on the floor and you stepped in it. I remember that.
That was your earliest childhood memory?
It was one of them.
How old were you, 2?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Getting into our childhood, what was the worst thing that I've ever done to you? It could even be now.
I mean, I can't think of anything that's like not out of sibling realm. You know what I mean?
What? Like I never did anything mean to you?
Like you've done stuff mean to me, but like every sibling does that.
But what is the worst thing I've done to you?
It's what you said.
Oh my god, what did I say?
It was literally in 2020 when I was freaking out in the car when we were driving back from Yumi's because of the pandemic. And I was crying and you were like, and I was like talking to you and you were like, ew, you sound so ugly when you cry.
I remember this. No, I said you look. I didn't say you look or sound ugly. I was like, it's something like, ew, why do you sound like that?
Yeah.
But like,
that's
you all know you've dealt with a hysterical sibling. Like, it's
but
just
it's
like, stop. Like, it's not
like,
that serious.
When I'm vulnerable in front of you and you go, ew.
I'm sure older siblings can relate though. Sorry.
And I'm sure younger siblings can relate.
I'm so sorry. Okay.
You're lucky that's the worst thing you've done.
I know. Aren't I a good person? Anyway, what is the best childhood memory that you have?
Like every Christmas.
Every Christmas?
Mm-hmm.
Why? What about it?
I genuinely don't have a specific childhood memory that I love. I just like my childhood as a whole.
You thought you had a good childhood?
Yeah.
What made it good?
Mom and dad in the house.
Mom and dad.
We grew up in.
You think that they made our home safe?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mourn my childhood every day.
You mourn it?
Yeah.
You miss it?
I'm like, damn, I'll never be a kid again.
What do you miss about it?
Just like the simplicity of it and just having my mom with me.
Having no concept of adulthood.
Yeah.
Being able to lean on parents.
Mm-hmm.
So, So, now that we're talking about mom and dad, you were not always close with mom.
No.
So, why do you make that face?
I don't know.
But when do you think you got close to mom, and why do you think you got close to mom?
I got close to mom when like high school started.
Why weren't you close to her before that? Because I feel like I've always been close with mom.
I feel like because as a kid we didn't get along, so I think as I was like older we just didn't have that kind of relationship. But when I got into high school and started experiencing more, especially with anxiety, that's when we like
connected,
bonded.
Yeah. Bonded over like shared mental health issues.
Yeah, but it's like she was like, it was like the first time where mom was like understanding and like gentle with me because she understood.
Mm-hmm. I also think mom is just not. She's just not into young kids. No. Like, she doesn't really know how to parent.
We were talking the other day, where we were texting, and she was like, I still have guilt from when you were a kid. And I was like, girl, please.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just think that she's a better parent dealing with adult children.
Yeah.
Like, she's more equipped to manage.
Like,
that
she's always
relationship.
been a good mom. She just had no patience.
Yeah, which you need with younger kids.
Yeah.
And then growing up, you were always close to dad. He referred to you, well, you referred to each other as best buddy. And that obviously doesn't happen anymore. So what happened there? Like, what made your relationship close, and why did it eventually fizzle out? Do you think it was the opposite of what happened with mom?
Yeah, I feel like as a kid, I always felt more safe with dad, just because he has a like protective, comforting presence. And so
he's also very playful. Like he taps into his inner child when he's around kids.
Yeah, but I think once I started like developing my own mind, he was like,
can't shape her any longer.
Yeah, but it's like I still have a good relationship with dad.
Yeah.
And I'm so close with him, and living with them, like, we would have horrible fights, but it's like only because dad is so emotionally repressed, and like he doesn't know where his anger
and this is something
from.
you've said to him, like he's aware of these thoughts.
All of his anger is always misdirected. It's like he'll snap at the littlest thing, and it's like, what are you actually mad about? Like, what do you resent me for?
I feel like that's very similar to how I operate.
Yeah.
Like, I'll get mad at people.
Toddlers.
And they'll be like, why are you angry right now? And it's for a completely separate reason.
Everyone calls her out on it too. Like, she'll snap and they'll be like, what are you really mad about? Like, don't take it out on me.
But I'm not a parent.
But dad, like, I knew moving out would, like, help our relationship.
Yeah.
Because...
But that's most...
I feel like when I was living with him, he genuinely did carry this resentment that I wasn't as close with him anymore. And I think that's where all his hurt and anger stems from.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like I, like, know all the reasons why he's...
But do you?
Yes, I do.
You say you do.
When it's towards me, I mean. I don't mean everything else. I mean, like, his anger whenever we would be together towards me, like, I knew where it stemmed from. Especially because that night in Savannah.
No, but you can't just do that and no one knows what we're talking about. What are you talking about? You don't have to tell the story, but what are you referring to?
Dad was just like, drunk, and you know how drunk people speak their thoughts.
Yeah. And he opened up about how he was upset?
No. He said something and I was like, that's how you feel.
Oh.
Like, we were in Savannah for a college tour, and it was the night before, and it's not like I didn't spend time with him. Like, I went to breakfast with him, I was with him, but I also had friends I wanted to see in Savannah. So I went out with Grace and Kenneth, and whenever I came back and he was really drunk, and he was like, he basically said something like, you don't want to spend time with your dad or something. And I was like, bruh.
But you had already spent time with him.
Yeah, we got breakfast the next morning too. But like in the morning he didn't remember anything.
But do you feel like the time that you were spending with him was quality time, or do you feel like it was just like, I'm here with dad because I have to be?
The thing with dad is whenever I would have to go somewhere with him, I would be anxious about it, because I feel like there would be something he would start. And I would, like, whenever it would start, I would blow up because I was like, fuck, I was right. Like, I was right.
Yeah.
But I love dad. I love him.
No, of course, we both love them. It's just like we all have our issues with our parents. But these relationships with mom and dad have obviously gotten healthier since you moved out.
Yeah.
So do you think that you moving away is what shifted those relationships? Or are there other reasons?
Well, I feel like moving out... I mean, I've always, like, as I got older, I've always seen mom and dad as just, like, actual people. Like, not, like, as my parents, like, separate.
You've been able to compartmentalize.
From that identity, from being mom and dad. Like, they're their own people. But... especially with mom, like, I think 2020 is when we got really close, like, besties.
Yeah, like I would honestly say that you're closer to mom than I am now.
But it's because literally, one, I lived with them longer than you did because of the pandemic, and two,
Well, you in general just do a better job of maintaining your relationships, where I'm just like, yeah, call me when you call me. Like, I don't really make an effort to contact people and keep in touch with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, and like, I feel like mom is the same way. So you can't really like,
she is the same
you
way.
can't deepen a relationship if you're not talking to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like my relationship with mom, while it is still close, like, I do believe you have a deeper relationship with her because you shared more experiences with her.
Mm-hmm. But especially just because, like, how she said that one time when I was a baby and she would have horrible anxiety, the only thing that, like, helped her was me sleeping with her as a baby. And then, like, I didn't even know that. And then when I was going through really bad anxiety, like, to where it was inhibiting, I couldn't even, like...
No, you honestly, it literally rubbed off on you.
Bro, I remember this woman at Alamo started opening up to me about her anxiety. All these strangers open up to me because I know
I'm the same way though.
I know my energy is inviting, but I don't give a fuck about your life story.
It happens to me too.
She was talking to me about how anxiety, she's like, it's debilitating. I was like, yeah, girl, I know.
Girl, I popped a pill this morning.
Literally, bro. I was like, you want to call it? But when I would have that, I would have mom sleep with me. And that's the only thing that would ground me. She's like, well, it's funny because when you were a baby, I was like, oh, makes sense.
What do you think the worst childhood memory you have is? You were prepped with these questions.
I know, but like, it's like hard to think. There's not like a thing I look back at my childhood and I'm like, horrible.
But it doesn't even have to pertain to like mom or dad or the home life. Like, what about school? What about your friends? Like, did you ever get hurt? Like, what's the worst memory you have? Is it being closeted? Like,
I was never closeted. I just didn't know what it was.
Well, okay, so if you can't answer that question, then what is your earliest gay memory?
Gay memory?
Where you were like, I might be gay.
Middle school.
Because you were attracted to girls in your school?
I just had a friend named Sky, and we would always hang out. And I remember like thinking like, oh, I would date her. But then in my head I was like, wait, what's that?
Mm-hmm.
But looking back, like I've had crushes on girls since elementary school.
Mm-hmm. But you never felt closeted. You never felt like you were like
repressed.
You couldn't come out.
No.
Even in school.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't feel like you'd be bullied or anything like that.
I was being called faggot before I was one.
By who?
And these like boys, like I walk by and be like faggot, I'd be like, huh? Like, bro.
Do you hide anything from me as your sister? Because I feel like you don't open up to me about everything because you don't like what I have to say.
No. I think. I feel like the only thing I hide from you was like what I spend my money on.
No, because honestly, it's not just you. I'm like on Juan as well. Mm-hmm. I'm on the people in my life. I'm like on them about like where are you putting your money? What are you spending it on? Even though it's not my money. It's not even my life. I get anxiety about it.
I remember in our last apartment, I had ordered Uber Eats, and I was like, Brandon, can you get it so Harley doesn't know it's mine?
Did he? Oh my god.
That was so funny. He was like, I got you.
That's crazy. I can't trust Brendan anymore.
Stop.
I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Do you think that we have a candid relationship? And if you do think we do, what do you think is the secret ingredient to having that relationship?
I think we do, and I think it's...
Because not every sibling relationship is like ours, unfortunately.
I think we're just so comfortable around each other that we don't... Like, we feel comfortable showing our worst sides to each other because we feel comfortable.
Not our best.
No. But, like, because I read this thing where it's like you show your true sides around the people who you know are going to be there for you no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
You also, like, have no problem telling me what you think. So.
Yeah, but I'm deeply considering, like, what is it that makes sibling relationships like that? Is it because you've seen all sides of each other, like, throughout childhood? Like, you've literally grown up with somebody.
Well, that's, like, the thing. It was, like...
Like, we've seen each other in each stage of our life.
Yeah. There's that thing that says, like, our parents leave us too early and our spouses come too late. But our sibling is, like, with us constantly.
Yeah. Look at you. What were your dreams as a kid? Like, your aspirations in life. What are your aspirations in life?
I was obsessed with the human body as a kid.
So you wanted to be, like, something in the medical field?
Yeah. Because I remember I even stole a book from my 4th grade class about the human body because I was obsessed with it. I was obsessed with, like, what went on in your head when you were, like, sleeping, like, what your body did when you were sleeping.
Like REM cycles and stuff?
Yeah, I felt, like, comfort in it for some reason. Like, when I would be in school, I would be like, my food's digesting right now. I'm like, oh.
Really?
Yeah, very strange.
Why didn't you fulfill that? Did you just get, like, you grew out of it?
Because it wasn't, like, it was just an interest. It wasn't, like, I wanted to do it with my life. I didn't, like, think about...
Does it still interest you today?
The human body, yeah. But I'm not... It was, like, one of my hyperfixations as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hyperfixated on the human body. And so I know a lot of weird facts about the human body.
Even till this day?
I feel like there's still some I remember where I'm like, oh, yeah, by the way, this...
Yeah, because I've never heard you mention this in my life.
Yeah.
Like, I literally did not know this.
I remember there's this sleep book that I checked out from the library in elementary school, and I was obsessed with it.
What do you do today to honor your inner child?
I do whatever the fuck I want.
What does that mean?
As in, like, if I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this because of this, this, and this. Like, as in, like...
Don't limit. You don't put limitations on yourself.
No, I don't put limitations. If I want that iced chai tea latte, I'm gonna get that iced chai tea latte.
But that is just, like... You're just, like, searching for a dopamine hit.
Yeah.
But I mean, like...
I love my little drinky poos. My little boba. My smoothie.
But, okay, sure. I guess it's how you honor an inner child. I don't even know what I do.
I'm also just, like, I'm gentle with myself. Like, whenever we fight and you're like, you're sensitive, it's like, yeah, I am sensitive. And I feel things 10 times more than the average person. And that's okay.
I feel deeply, too.
I have trauma, too.
What parts of yourself do you think you still need to heal? Like, what do you find crippling in your adulthood right now? Not crippling, but, like, you know. Do you think I contribute to it? And do you think I contribute to it?
It's not about you.
I have a fear always that, like, I contribute to your anxieties.
No, I'm kidding. Bro, the only thing is, like, when you come home and find stuff immediately, it reminds me of when I was with Mom.
I can't help it.
You remind everyone of their mother. When you live with Harley, it's living with Mom.
I don't have any comments.
Like, Harley won't be home and we'll be, like, hanging out in the living room and, like, we'll drop, like, a little speck of something, like, on the couch and we'll be like, because we're, like, afraid.
Yeah, because that's my mental illness, okay?
Yeah, we know.
Okay, but you didn't answer my question.
What was the question?
What parts of yourself do you think you still need to heal?
Lots of relationship stuff.
Do you feel like you're stunted in that department?
Yeah, I feel like I base my self-worth only when I'm in a relationship. When I'm alone, I love myself. Like, I don't need anyone. And if someone comes along, then whatever. But when I'm in a relationship, and I guess it's only because I've been with people who are avoidant attachment styles, it makes me anxious attachment.
Mm-hmm.
So I, like, base my self-worth and, like, everything off of that person.
Well, your partner is a reflection of you.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't think I've met, like, I feel like my first relationship was a good relationship.
despite how it
sense?
ended. Because it was like, I was very comfortable.
Because I would disagree.
Why?
Because it wasn't a relationship that was like, it wasn't an out relationship. Which is like very rare.
Only to her parents, though.
I know, but in gay relationships, it's very rare to like have like a healthy, like honest relationship to the world.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, it's not your fault. But if you say it's good, then I believe you.
Obviously not everything was good, but I mean it was good in the sense of a first experience of a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because
like the comforts that you would seek in having a partner.
Yeah, because like when I would be visiting her, and it would be like a week, I'd be like, I want to stay another week. Like I wouldn't want to go home, and that's very rare because I always want to go home.
Yeah, but that's like attachment in a sense.
Of course.
No, but I understand because I'm the same way when I go visit.
You just find comfort in the person.
Yeah, like you want to be around them.
Yeah.
Especially because you were doing long distance.
Yeah, I guess it was attachment, but also what I felt at the time was what I thought love to be at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like now, if I got into like a good relationship, it would be good. The thing with me is that like me and Brandon both have our Venus and Taurus. Relationships are so easy for us because it's so common fucking sense to me how a good relationship is.
Yeah.
So if I'm in a relationship
and it's not fulfilling,
I'm a good partner.
Yeah.
Because I know what lines to not cross, boundaries. I know everything because it's common sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's common sense to me.
She's really into the zodiac.
It just makes me annoyed, like how people are bad at relationships. It's like you're bad at relationships because you hate yourself.
Mm-hmm. No, but that's actually true.
It's like that's why I can't be with someone who.
You hold others to the standard that you hold yourself.
Yeah, exactly. You want to find yourself in your partner.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like you. I have a very comfortable Venus placement as well.
Yeah, so it's like
we know.
Whoever gets with us is lucky as hell. Like, should feel honored.
You heard it here first. Well, Ciara, where can the people find you on the socials? Do you wanna share that?
Ciara Rain Delco.
But you don't spell rain how you normally spell rain.
It's CIARA RAYNE DELCO.
This is my first ever like interview style anything that I've recorded, so I'm just like going based off of what other podcasts do, but I might switch it up. I don't know, but thank you for sharing yourself and taking the time out of your day to sit with me. I know you have better things to do.
Why not? You have Cyberpunk to play too.
I haven't played it in a while. But thanks everyone. Bye.
Okay. Hello, Ciara.
Hi.
Don't laugh at me during
I'm not
this.
laughing, I'm smiling. Do I have